Alright everyone, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. My name is DFree. Here today we're going to go ahead and take a look at all of the brand new Dragon Ball Heroes Awakenings and new characters that are going to be coming into the game very soon. Hope you guys enjoy, of course. Hit that subscribe if you're new for more content. Huge shout out to the Reddit for the translations as well. Now, I don't know anything about when this is coming to global or anything like that. The reason why, too, is because a lot of this is in affiliation with the World Mission. Like, we do have characters from World Mission that are coming in. And, of course, World Mission was a global release. And the thing about, like, global is I know a lot of you guys want it over there. I know a lot of you guys probably just don't even care. But one thing that's also an added incentive to hopefully get that stuff over there, regardless of how they decide to release it, right? But one thing that's an added incentive is that older characters like this one here, Babidi Absorbed Kid Buu, will be finally awakening. So from characters from the first batch, like this guy, like the Baby Janemba, those characters that were good literally 2.5, 3 years ago, that just never awoken are finally going to be. If you recall, the only one that previously did was the Gotenks, right? So we have a ton of characters, so we got to just jump right into it. Let me know in the comment section down below which character you are most hype about. If you own any of these characters, of course, JP players. What's your longest tenured Dragon Ball Heroes unit? Again, Heroes, not fusions, different characters. I always have some confusion with that in the comments. But to begin, we're going to take a look at Kid Buu Babidi Absorb. So right here, key +3. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in for you guys. Again, huge shout out to the Reddit for the translations and Kawaii, apparently. Anyways, 3 key and 80% to all stats for int types, causes supreme damage with a high chance to stun the enemy. Passive skill is defense plus 80%, and when HP is 81% or above, defense plus 40% for all allies. When HP is 81% or below, key +3, attack plus 40% for all allies, and recovers 5% HP at the start of the turn. This is actually a huge upgrade. This is a huge upgrade, and multiple reasons why. So I've said, we'll come back to that super attack that's showing here. But anyways, I've said on numerous occasions that the best way to build a support unit in this game is to give them innate defense, innate damage mitigation, or dodges, something that allows for them to not just be a support that has to sit there and take a ton of damage, right? And with the way that some events are apparently stopping you from being able to dodge now, we have a couple in the game, the best way to probably handle that would be to just add in defense or mitigation, right? So he will pick up a start of the turn defense boost. He will also always get his own applicable buffs for the support passive. Now, this is a huge upgrade. Before, I believe when he was below 80%, he offered attack and or defense, right? So he didn't have anything prior. This guy gets basically the same rework that the Kid Buu physical type gets. Not anywhere near as good, but a similar type of rework above and below the threshold. And when you're below the threshold, he will even become a very good attack support and also offer 3 key. And even further, another bonus is that he recovers 5% HP back. So a very good rework for this unit at the start of the turn. So very good unit. I just want to point that out. Transformation boost and artificial life form. So one thing that's going to kind of come into a little bit of relevance here is hopefully we get the another artificial life form leader soon, right? Because we're getting a couple units that are going to be in that category that'll be very solid there. But again, I just want to point out that Kid Buu is naturally a defense support without any key. So that's the only downside, is I would have liked for him to at least be a 3 key support at all times. I don't know why they didn't do that, but whatever, you know? And again, he'll work very well with self-sacrificial HP type of units. So there's just a lot of different versatility for that unit. Links are Majin, Brutal Beatdown, Master of Magic, More Than Meets the Eye, Metamorphosis, Nightmare, and Shattering the Limit. It's nice to pick up Shattering the Limit because all those other links basically are pretty uncommon, I'd say, for the most part. Except for like Nightmare. All right, so we go ahead and take a look at Baby Janemba. So we have Baby Janemba here. That art is fire. I remember this card being so good back in the day. I believe he only got 5,000 attack and defense. So this is another example, and I believe there's another couple on this list, of characters that start off with a flat boost that further get buffed into a percentage base, because that's the way that the game is now. You can't really have, especially those low flat boosts anymore. So you go ahead and take a look at the leader skill, 3 key, 80% to AGL types. The super attack greatly lowers defense. Phenomenal for that Goku event where defense matters, right? Passive skill recovers 10% HP at the start of the turn, and attack and defense plus 80% at the start of the turn as well, with a high chance to dodge attacks. So that's okay. This is a very good unit. This is a very good passive. Links are, hold on, I'll come back to my speculation on him. Thirst for Conquest, Shocking Speed, Metamorphosis, Coward, Fear and Faith, hatred for Saiyans and shattering the limit. Thirst for Conquest is a very, very good link to own on a unit like this in particular, because it's actually, I would say, among this unit's color group and among some of the categories he has, you can actually trigger that relatively easily. That's actually very nice to have, being an attack link, right? Shocking speed as well, Metamorph. Like, this is a very good link set just for the teams he'd be applicable to. Just want to put that out there. Now, this unit recovering HP at the start of the turn is phenomenal. 80% attack and defense is relative. It's good enough, right? It's not crazy good, but it's good enough. But the only issue, though, is you look at the last part, the dodge part. The dodge is very, very good. But I kind of mentioned how with the Janembu, or not Janembu, right? The Kid Buu Body Absorbed. Dodges are kind of in a couple of scenarios, and I can only imagine it happens a little bit more often, becoming a bit irrelevant in some scenarios. It's still, in my opinion, one of the better, if not the best, overall potential ability if you can get it to work, right? But other than that, in those specific scenarios, not so great. And I want to judge these units from each possible scenario. But in other content, like SBR, this unit is going to be absolutely nuts, right? And anything else where you can dodge, it's going to be absolutely nuts, which is, again, 99% of the game. So I'm not being too harsh on that. Just want to make sure that we're on the same page there. So Darkness Toa is getting an Awakening. I don't even know if this unit needed one. She was quite good already. So there's that. So Darkness Toa gets an Awakening. We're going to go back and check out what the unit does now. 3 key, 80% for AGL, supreme damage, and lowers attack. Passive skill is key +3 and 30% for extreme class allies. You know, villains have some of the absolute best supports overall. Villains have always been that way. It's really nice to see that they continue that trend. When HP is below 30%, once only, recovers all HP, and attack and defense for villains is +50%. I believe it was just attack and no defense below 30% when you heal. Correct me if I'm mistaken, but I believe that's how that was. And if it was that way, adding in defense is a huge buff, because what that means is this is an entirely different setup, because she's going to be an amazing floater. She lowers attack. She's just going to be a very good unit, right? This is, again, another example of a support unit that does a lot for her team, right? Now, she doesn't have that innate defense, but she does lower attack when it's eligible. Other than that, she probably is going to take quite a bit of damage. But that's not too bad, because if you take too much damage, you get a max heal, which only a few characters in the game can do this anyway. And then you get a crazy 50% attack and defense. And the 50% defense, again, is important because that means you probably won't take damage for the rest of that turn for the most part, right? So that's crazy good. Master of Magic, Rival Duo, Battlefield Diva, Demon Duo, Scientist, Thirst for Conquest, Shattering the Limit. And she also does have Siblings Bond. No surprise there. I didn't report on it, but the GoBros are coming over to JP, so keep that in mind. So Super Pycon, I'm excited about this because he was when attacking one enemy, I believe plus 10,000 attack off the top of my head type of unit, and also greatly lowered attack. So that was nice to see at the time, right? Actually, I prefer his previous art. So here's Super Pycon, STR type, leader skill, 3 key, 60% for him. Interesting. Oh, no, all types. That's why. Never mind. Supreme damage and greatly lowers attack. Key +3, attack and defense plus 80%. When facing one enemy, launches an additional attack. Wait, hold on. I think he gets that at the start of the turn? I think he gets that at the start of the turn, actually. Hold on. Let me actually see something. Because Goresh also just sent me his translations. I need to double check that. Okay, so yeah, key +3 in attack and defense at the start of the turn. See, like, the wording is funny. And Goresh's translation says performs a guaranteed additional attack with a medium chance for it to be a super attack when there is one enemy. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought the semicolon meant when facing one enemy he would get the following stuff, but I had to be sure. So performs a guaranteed additional attack with a medium chance for it to be a super attack when there's one enemy. Performs a guaranteed additional attack with a high chance for it to be a super attack when there are 2 or more enemies. Okay, so hold on, let me read this one more time. Self-sufficiency, 80% to stats. Perform a guaranteed additional attack with a medium chance for it to be a super when there's one enemy. That actually is going to happen most of the time. So he has a built-in attack, and then if there's 2 or more, he gets a crit. Not a crit, excuse me, a super attack. And apparently LR Broly, the tech one who has basically the same passive, is able to wipe out one of the enemies, right, with his guaranteed super from the 2 or more. And then further from there, stack that with the other one if there's one left enemy. And that's something that I've been seeing and hearing. If that's the case, that makes Pycon crazy good if he works the same way, right? So other than that, Links are Gentleman, Brainiacs, Toughest Nail, Shocking Speed, Experienced Fighters, Supreme Warrior, and Shattering the Limit. This man has no categories. How are you going to shaft him like that? He has no categories. Okay, well, links are good if you want to run Extreme or Super STR, I guess. All right, so now we get into the creme de la creme, man. So we have the SS3 Awakenings. Hopefully now we can finally beat SS3 team versus the Legendary Goku event. That is a team that I tried out. And I didn't actually specifically say them, but I alluded to a few different categories that had leaders like Bardock that are premium leaders that really, really struggled versus that event. Like, it was quite difficult. And in particular, it was almost impossible, right? It seemed like with SS3, it was basically impossible. Maybe if they had a 170 HP leader instead. But anyways, we're going to start off with SS3 Trunks. 3 key, 80% for HEL, supreme damage, and raises defense by 30% for 9 turns. That is insane. That's an insane bonus, especially because he has all the defense built into his passive already anyway. That's an insane bonus. This is one of the best overall defensive units in the game. The thing is, he already was that, but he is so much better now. 9 turns means that stack is going to last for quite a while, man. That is, what is that, a quintuple stack? That's not going off anytime soon. It's going to get reapplied as well as soon as it does. Like, that's a very good bonus. Okay. So we take a look at the passive. Attack and defense plus 100%. Very good for him, especially because I believe his numbers are 60% prior. Disables the enemy's guard. I do not believe he had that, but that's very, very simply explained. Just a mechanic that allows for units that would do type disadvantage damage versus an enemy. For example, your physical units versus an STR enemy. It allows for the rest of that turn after his passive triggers. Some of them need to hit them and stuff like that, which I believe that's generally the case. But anyways, for that entire turn, the enemy's guard would be disabled, so you at least can do neutral damage instead of reduced damage to an enemy you have weak advantage versus. High chance to guard against all attacks as well. So he has the built-in Janemba passive as well at a high chance clip, so that's going to be quite good for him, right? Super Saiyan, Golden Warrior, Cold Judgment, Over in a Flash, Limb Breaking Form, Royal Lineage, Shattering the Limits as well. So Hybrid Saiyans, Time Traveler, Super Saiyan 3, and Vegeta Family. This card's going to be good on Vegeta Family for sure. Very, very good over there. Super Saiyan 3 too. Hybrids. Hybrids are kind of just because they're still a weird team, but he'll be good on any team basically. Oh wait, hold on. We're gonna get back to that. So we have the SS3 Trunks. We also have Gohan. So let's look at Gohan here, who raises attack by 30% for 9 turns, which is like even more nuts. That's even more nuts because he has so much attack. And I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that Gohan's attack gets calculated separately to well over 200%. So there's that. Attack and defense plus 100%, plus an additional 60% attack and defense when launching a super attack. Yep, it definitely should. Super Saiyan, Saiyan Lineage, Saiyan Warrior Race. This man has so many attack links. Experienced Fighters, Over in a Flash, Limit Breaking Form, Shattering the Limit, Hybrid Saiyan, Super Saiyan 3, and Goku Family. Yeah, he's going to be good on those teams for sure. This is going to be one of the most damaging units, I would think. And the issue with him, though, is that he doesn't have Fierce Battle, but I mean, he has so many attack links that shouldn't matter. It really shouldn't matter. Like that, he's going to do a ton of damage. Like, these units were needed. They were 100% needed for that category, for that team to be able to handle versus that event, right? So, a couple of other things. I did mention it a little bit. We do have a couple of new Dragon Ball Heroes characters that apparently aren't in the translations here, but I do have Goresh's translations. He completed them all, tweeted them all out. I'll leave that down below if you want to see them, but I'll also show you guys the card art, and I'll also kind of just read his translations for you guys. So, Goresh says that the Great Saiyaman 3, Super Class, 3 key, 80% leader skill. Okay. So, the super attack is immense damage and increases super class allies' attack by 25% for 1 turn. Passive skill, attack and defense plus 17%. Interesting. Perform a critical hit plus 3% for every time traveler category ally in your team. Okay, so for each time traveler ally in your team, he gets a 3% chance to do a critical hit. So obviously that would stack quite well between a whole time traveler team, right? And obviously he's on that category himself. So defense minus 30% after receiving an attack for a remainder of that turn. Counter with tremendous power upon receiving a normal attack. This is a very interesting unit. He's a very weird unit. I don't know how to gauge this guy because his numbers are so low. Okay, so let me kind of explain what they're trying to do here. They basically made a unit that's going to do criticals and counters, like always. That's what they tried to do here. Not always, but he's going to have a very good crit chance. Especially coupled with being a tech type. They don't stack, they roll separately, but still. And he's going to have the counters, but he's going to be at a negative defense threshold. Wait, no, hold on. I misread this. This is all because it's 4 a.m. Forgive me. There's a comma there. So he gets the defense and attack. Okay, now it makes more sense. I was like, wait, what? This is so stupid. He's going to be at like negative 13. That was a brain fart blonde moment, 4 a.m. Forgive me. He gets 17% attack and defense per time traveler ally on your team. Duh. I'm going to move on from that because that's quite embarrassing. Okay, so now that makes perfect sense. The unit makes perfect sense. He's like basically, what is it, Super Vegito? He's basically Super Vegito, but better now. Okay, gotcha. I don't know if I call him better, but the built-in crit chance, yeah, it's pretty good. You know, the only issue is that he doesn't have mitigation. He's relying on a defensive number that's even getting debuffed by 30%. But he also does still have that super class ally attack modifier on the super attack as well. So that's kind of how this unit is. Links are Infighter, Hero, Patrol, Rival Duo, Respect, and Shadow Limit. Those links are trash for the most part. They're not very good. You can make some use of some of them, but those are not very good links, right? Overall, not a very good link set. But I mean, it's like, what can you really give a unit like this? So he has Hybrid Saiyans, Vegeta Family, and Time Travelers. And spoiler, feel free to skip the next 3 seconds if you haven't played World Mission. Starting now, this is Trunks. Okay, cool. Let's move on. So we have Sealas here, or Silas, however you pronounce his name. I never was good at that. All right, so to begin with him, all types leader skill, 3 keys, 70%, immense damage, and greatly lowers the enemy defense. Passive skill is attack and defense plus 100% when performing a super attack. Artificial life forms category allies, key +1. Okay, yeah, they are going to be really probably pumping out artificial life form stuff. Finally, 4 months later or whatever. Key +1 and attack plus 20%. Time Traveler category, oh, he's one of these. Category allies gets key +1 and 20%. Assimilate when conditions are met. Okay, a transforming unit, that's a support unit that also has built-in attack and defense. He's one of those types of units that gets the split up bonuses. So if you're an artificial life form time traveler, you're getting 2 key 40%. If not, this guy's a very good unit for either of those teams just because he, again, has 100%. He's able to transform, and also he is still a support unit, like regardless of if you have him on rotation or not. So this is a very good unit. So the links are Brainiac, Thirst for Conquest, Big Bad Bosses, Cold Judgment, Shocking Speed, Infighter, and Shadow Limit. You can make use of half of that link set. Very, very good. Some of those links are very common. So after assimilation, fused body Sealas, passive is, the super attack massively lowers defense. The passive is key +3, attack and defense plus 60% at the start of the turn, and 120 attack and defense when performing a super attack. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. This guy's pretty nuts, man. He's going to be quite good. Oh, man. Oh, boy. We'll see how this guy works out. But ultimately, that is your batch of characters. So if you guys enjoyed, let me know how you guys feel, what you guys think. The Sealas sets a pretty high bar. There's only a couple of new units. The rest of them are all Awakenings. I'd say that the SS3 Awakenings are needed. I'd say that these old ones like these two and the Pycon are 100% needed for these units to even be relevant because they were not relevant. And for the last little bit, we're going to take a look at the super attack. But, like, this is really, really cool. So let's go ahead and end it here. Oh, hey. Is that Great Saiyaman 4? That is definitely Great Saiyaman 4, wasn't it? That was definitely Great Saiyaman 4. Hold on. Yeah. Are we going to get a Great Saiyaman 4 card? Is he going to be a part of the event? No. No, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. We need a patrol team. We need a patrol team for sure. Here's the transformation. Or the assimilation. Someone please tell me why they're picking on him. Why are they picking on him? I understand why, but they shouldn't be. It's mean. Because he doesn't even have a card. He definitely has. I mean, what if we have a free card? What is that, your attack? Is that your attack or the counter? This is totally the counter right here, huh? No, this is the attack. The other one was the counter. Gotcha. Oh, okay. That was clean. That was actually pretty clean. I like that. All right, everyone. I'll catch all of you guys in the next one.